All right, welcome to today's class on listings and landing pages in KW Command. And if you cannot hear me, just make sure that you call in right here on this phone number here. You should be able to listen by your computer as well. If there's an audio icon at the top of your screen, you can toggle back and forth. But if in doubt, you can go ahead and call in to hear me right away. So let me know if you have any trouble with that. But the first thing that we're going to do in today's class is log into KW Command. So in today's class, we'll be covering the new KWLS 2.0 in KW Command and also creating landing pages. So I'll be showing you how to create neighborhood snap landing pages within your contacts. So you can send your contacts neighborhood focused landing pages that gives them details on homes sold and listings and things to do surrounding the neighborhoods that they might be interested in. I'll also be showing you how to create a listing landing page to help you market your listing and generate leads from listings that you receive. And so we'll be doing all of this through KW Command. Now, of course, where you'll want to go to access KW Command is agent.kw.com. But actually, before we get going much further on that, I do want to tell you a quick tip on utilizing KW Command. KW International has told us that the best browser to use with KW Command is Google Chrome. And so if you don't have Google Chrome on your computer, like I have a Mac myself, and I downloaded Google Chrome to be able to utilize this technology to the best of its ability. But even further from using Google Chrome browser, you'll want to use incognito mode. Okay, if you're not familiar with incognito mode in Chrome, what it does, it does not store cookies and cache when using that. So let me show you real quick how to use incognito mode in Command so you can start using that. So if you have Google Chrome on your computer, you can pull that up, and it's very easy to get to incognito mode. All you need to do is click on the three dots on the very top right of Google Chrome and click on New Incognito Window. Okay, so that's the three dots on the very top right of Google Chrome, and click on New Incognito Window. Now, when you do that, it will pull up a black bar. So this shows me that this is incognito because it's black on the top. It's kind of like going dark mode. All right, we're all stealthy. All right, and that does work best with Google Chrome. You can use other browsers, but just a quick tip there. Now I'm going to agent.kw.com to go ahead and log into Chrome. Log into Command. All right, and your login here will be the same thing as your MyKW login. So your username should be something like your first initial, last name, and maybe a number at the end if your last name is more common. All right, and your password will be case sensitive, just heads up on that. There is a place to click Forgot Your Password. We totally know that there is a million passwords you have to remember, so feel free to email support@scottleroymarketing.com if you can't remember your password here. They'll help you reset it so that you can follow along in today's class. Now let's go ahead and click Sign In. All right, and that will take you right into your command, where you'll probably notice a new dashboard that you have in Command. And now for today's class, the first thing that we'll want to do is actually navigate on over to your Command marketing profile. Now to get there, go ahead and click on your name on the top right, and we'll want to come down to Settings. So name on the top right, and then Settings. And on the left-hand side, let's go ahead and click on where it says Connect Settings. And you'll see this marketing profile will display, and we'll want to go ahead and click on that. Okay, so this marketing profile here is very much like the My Account section of eEdge. All of the information on this marketing profile will autofill on any landing pages that you send out, emails, the new website coming out. So it is very important that you have this marketing profile filled out so you don't have to continuously be adding in your contact information to everything that you create in Command. Now, with that being said, this is something that we are happy to do for you. So if you would like for us to fill out this marketing profile, we'll be going over it in today's class as well. But if you would like for us to go ahead and do that, feel free to go to this link here and copy and paste that into your browser. Okay, that's just scottleroymarketing.com/command. You can type that in if you're watching this recorded. Fill out the form that you'll see display and we can do this for you. Okay. Now I'll be going through it to show you what fields are required and what you'll need to fill out. So from here, just a heads up, anything that you see that says required next to it or has a red asterisk is required to be able to save it at all. So you do have to add your headshot or it won't save. The headshot and team logo here, they do need to be this size specifically, so 360 by 360 pixels. And again, we are happy to help you resize your headshot and your logo for you for command. If you would like us to do that, feel free to email support@scottleroymarketing.com. Just attach your headshot and logo, let us know you want it resized for command, and we're happy to do that for you. If you would like to do that on your end, all right, this is the site that we use to resize photos and logos. That is just picresize.com. It will allow you to resize that right away. So you can add to command, or if you don't resize it, it can look stretched out, so you can play around with that. Now coming on down here, again, the fields that have the red asterisk are required to save it. So first and last name, make sure that's entered in. All right, any fields that do not have an asterisk are of course not required, but you can put in your agent license number if you would like that to display on your marketing material, your team name if that applies to you, designations and credentials depending on your area. You might go by broker or realtor or salesperson. Okay, I know that varies depending on your region. Just a heads up, if you are typing in the word realtor, make sure to put that in all caps because it is a trademarked word. So anytime you type in realtor, it does have to be in all caps like this. We have a place for your bio, and a bio is very important to have created if you have not already. A bio is a really great way to help people connect to you if they stumble across you online. Okay, if they see, let's say that you went to a certain university, a certain college, and they went to that college too, right there, that is giving them a reason to call you. It's drawing a connection. Maybe you love dogs, hey, they love dogs too. Drawing connections, setting you apart from all other realtors, okay, making you more of a person and not just a picture they find online. Okay, so we want to enter our bio here. Mobile phone and office phone, those are required, so you can put those in here. Email and website, those are not required fields, but I would definitely recommend putting that in. Just heads up, I know I'm going over this real fast here. All right, make a note on how we got here so that you can come back and do this later or fill out that form, and we are happy to do that for you. And I'll show you again how we got here in just a moment. We need to put in our market center name, our market center address, and you can put in your brokerage license if you would like to. We also have a place for a DBA logo. And again, it has to be that same size here, the 360 by 360 pixels. Your legal footer, right, that does depend on your area. I would definitely check with your broker to see if it is required to have anything legally on your footer. When in doubt, I know that KW typically recommends that you have each office is independently owned and operated on your footer. So you can go ahead and add that in. And you can add your social profiles here as well. So your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so forth, if any of this applies to you. Of course, this is optional, so if you don't have this yet, no need to put that in. And you can go ahead and put in your mobile app URL as well. And then save. And again, how we got here is by going up to your name on the top right, and then settings from that drop down. So if you're taking notes on today's class, jot this down so you can come back and do this after class. All right, so again, your name on the top right, settings from that drop down. You then have to click on where it says connect settings to have the marketing profile display for you right away. All right, so jot that down, come back and do this after class. Is definitely a very important thing to do. Or of course, we're happy to do it for you, so feel free to fill out that form I sent out and we can handle that. All right, so now that we have our marketing profile set up, or we know where to go to get that set up after class, I'm now going to show you how you can set up neighborhood landing pages for your contacts specifically. So to navigate on over to your contacts, let's go ahead and click on the little contacts icon on the top left here. All right, the contacts icon does look like two little people standing next to each other, just hanging out there. All right, if you're not sure, this is a new system, right? So if you're not sure on what each one of these icons do, simply hover your mouse over that icon and it will show you this black little speech bubble letting you know what that submenu item does. Okay, so I'm hovering here, that shows me it's my contacts. All right, so we're on our contacts section now. And I want to go ahead, and you probably already have contacts in here, so you can go ahead and click on one of the contacts names in order to, start working with them. I'm going to add a new contact, so if you don't have any contacts, you can go ahead and add a contact, or it's always great to add a test in here to practice on things. So I'll go ahead and click Add Contact on the top right. I'll put in a full name. Let's do Tony Stark in today's class. All right, Tony Stark for any Iron Man fans. We can put in tonystark@gmail.com for his email address. Okay, of course, you can add in more information for your contact. You can click Add More Information. Bailey actually taught the database class yesterday here, so feel free to check that out on slmtraining.com for all the info on working your database in Command. But for now, I'm just going to put in the full name and email address and click Create, just so we can work on it for today's class. Okay, and once I do, it will take me back to my contacts. Now I'll go ahead and search for that contact's name to pull that up. Oh, I've added Tony Stark before. Clearly an Iron Man fan, so I'll go ahead. I think this is the one I created. We'll see. Go ahead and pull that up. So go ahead and click on any contact, really, so that you can practice on this. And once you click on the contact, it will show you any contact information, of course, for that contact. And what we want to focus on in today's class is the neighborhood section. So scroll down slightly on the left-hand column. You'll see it says neighborhoods. So this is a very cool section. I think you guys are really going to like this. So let's say you talk to your client, Tony Stark, and he told you some neighborhoods that him and his family are looking at moving into in your area. So what you can do at that point is now come into his contact record here and add the areas that he is interested in, add the neighborhoods, and I will show you what it does. So you can go ahead and click Add Neighborhood, that big teal button there. And we'll give you the search bar so you can search for a neighborhood. So let's say I'm going to put in one around my area. So let's say, so when I start typing, as you can see, it pops down different suggestions that you can add from here. So I'm going to show you 3 different ways you can add the neighborhoods he's looking for. Or maybe, he's out of town and he's telling you a general area and criteria he wants. Since you're the specialist in that area, you can add the areas that you think that would apply to those criteria. So I can go ahead and do that by 3 ways. One, by clicking on the list. So if I search, it will give me suggestions and I can click on that from that list. You'll see once I add those in, it does show them right under here. Okay, these are the neighborhoods that I currently have chosen for this contact. And of course, as you might have guessed, you can just X out of it if that's not one you want to keep. All right, another way that you can do that, you'll see that right under this map here, it will show you suggested neighborhoods. So it's showing you other neighborhoods in that area that you can simply click on to add that in as well. And then a third way to add neighborhoods in is clicking Find on Map. And I like this one a lot. So if you click on Find on Map here, it will pull up the map. So I can go ahead and zoom in. You can use the plus and minus on the right-hand side to zoom in and out. Of course, there's a search option up here. But let's say I want to zoom in to the general area that he's looking in. Okay, let's say he's looking in this area. If I hover my mouse, so this is breaking it up depending on the neighborhoods around this area. And if I hover my mouse over that neighborhood, as you can see, that is telling me the name of this neighborhood. So this is Longview. So I can go ahead and click on that. I think that would be a good neighborhood for him to find a home in. Let's see, this one is Walden at Providence. I'll click on that one. And Somerset. Okay, right, I'm just hovering over and simply clicking. to go ahead and this is adding those neighborhoods right here. Same concept, X out of it if you didn't mean to click it, or if you don't want that anymore. And then simply click Save on the bottom right. And now that has been added in. Okay, so just to overview that, we add in the neighborhoods that the contact is interested in by either searching, selecting one from the suggested neighborhoods, or we can also find that on a map. Okay, and that is how easy it is to set up the neighborhoods he's interested in. Now to show you what we just did, let's go ahead and take a look at the landing page that is automatically created by just simply picking some neighborhoods he's interested in. So I'll go ahead and click Preview on the bottom right. You can watch on my screen or follow along if you'd like. So I'll click Preview on the bottom right. So sorry, I didn't mean to do that so fast. If you see right here, it just says Preview on the bottom right of the map. And when you do that, it will pull it up in a separate tab here. And this is what it looks like. And I think this is super cool. So this is showing them, right? First of all, it shows them all the different neighborhoods that we entered in, all the ones he's interested in looking in. So I can click on the neighborhood as the client, right? This is the client's view. This is what they see that we created for them. Click on the neighborhood they'd like to search in. On the left-hand side, it shows them a map of where that is. They can zoom in and click on the listing from here to view that. Or of course, there's a list view option on the right-hand side that they can look through. They can sort that by newest and cheapest. Okay, and this toggles at ascending or descending order here. There are filters that they can filter their search by, beds, baths, price range, so forth. Oh, this is cool. I just noticed this. There's an option for them to draw on the map too. Let's try this out. Neato. All right, they can draw on the map as well to get all listings in that area. That is a very cool feature. And so that's probably similar to your MLS. If your MLS does that, they can draw on the top right. And just a heads up, they can also add their own neighborhood. So let's say they like the neighborhoods you picked, but they also want to now add this other neighborhood they heard of. They can add their own neighborhood on the top left there, where it says Add Neighborhood. You'll see it has your contact information on the top here. And this is pulling from the command profile that we set up, okay, at the beginning of class. So that does automatically pull in your headshot and your contact information. So on the top here, they have a couple more items, a couple more options, neighborhood stats. Right, so again, this is applying to this neighborhood, but they can toggle through. So for this neighborhood, if I click on neighborhood stats on the top right, they can see the amount of homes for sale, 4 that are pending. I have the average home price, price per square foot, average days on market, and it gives them the option to explore the market. So current stats here, sold stats. I think this is very cool as well. There's the option they can search for transit and commute information here. So add places such as where you work to see estimated commute times from this home. This is especially great if they are coming in from out of town and they don't have a great grasp on the area. Right? They know that they're getting a new job at this place. They can go ahead and search for that place and it will show them how far away the neighborhood is from their place of work. Obviously very important to people. So very cool feature there. Shows them nearby schools, nearby places, okay, different highlights, restaurants, groceries, nightlife, so you have no sold stats. Now all this information, so that's a great question. So all this information here is pulling from Nextdoor. And it is working on coming all in. I've heard the percentage that is 85% pulled over from Nextdoor, and KW is continuously working on making sure all of this information is pulled over. So if you do not have sold stats, there's nothing wrong with your account. It's just that KW is still working on that for every area across the country. So keep checking in. This is still in labs, so they're still working on it. That has made great bounds and strides, so that should be working completely very soon, hopefully. All right. But of course, if you have any questions on it, if you think your account is not working properly, feel free to email support@scottloraymarketing.com. We'd be happy to look into it and contact KW support if we think something looks out of line. So let us know. All right, as we scroll on down, we have homes for sale in the neighborhood and nearby neighborhoods as well. So it's very cool. And of course, a lead capture form at the bottom, so they can go ahead and contact you. And we have all of your information at the bottom as well. And again, all of this information pulls from that command marketing profile where we started class. So obviously very important to have all of that information entered in. There's social profiles, option to download our app, see where your bio goes and so forth. Okay. All right, so if I scroll back up to the top here, the last section I want to show you guys, this is About Me section. Same thing as we were just looking at on the bottom, but it does give them a whole section about you. Again, this pulls from that marketing profile. So make sure that is set up. All right, so this is what it looks like. Clearly very awesome, great tool for you guys to start using for your contacts. I'm switching tabs, so if you are looking at this with me, that opens in another tab. So if you go back to Command Contacts here, that will take you back to where we were. And just to show you how you can share this, just apply it in real time. So if you want to go ahead and share this, so you have this done, you looked over it, all looks accurate, you're ready to share this with your client. What you can do is you can go ahead and click copy link on the bottom left of this map. Okay, and I am still within the contact record, right? I am in my contact Tony Stark's record in the neighborhood section, neighborhoods. And I can click copy link on the bottom left of this map. So it tells me it's copied. You can just watch here for a second. So then what I could do in theory is I could go on over to my email, compose, let's say, let's say I name this neighborhood snapshot. And you can put something like, hello, feel free to check out this custom website I created for you to view listings in the neighborhoods you are interested in and learn more about the area. Okay, of course, whatever you would like to put. And then I paste this in. Okay, so you can right click and paste. Right click and paste that in. And this is the neighborhood snap that we were just looking at. Let me know if you have any questions. And then your name, let's say. Okay, whatever you would like to put in. Put in the contact's name, send that off, and now they feel like, wow, this agent put in so much effort to create this whole custom website just for me. This agent goes the extra mile, and really all you had to do, I'm going back over to command here, all you had to do was add in some neighborhoods here, and it creates that for you. So really, really great automated tool here. Aside from that, you guys might have heard of smart plans that are now available. I'm not going to cover smart plans in today's class, but I did just teach that class last week. So before I say anything further on that, here, let me send out. That is the smart plans class. Sorry, I meant to label that. That is the smart plans class there. If you want to watch it after today's class, feel free. Smart plans, just to give you an overview of what that does. So they are automated plans that can help you strategically do things like send out auto emails for you or text messages or add them to groups and so forth. So those smart plans are right here on the left-hand side. Feel free to watch that video to learn how to do it. Just a heads up, there is the main one to use right now is the Neighborhood Nurture smart plan in there. In order to add your contacts to that Neighborhood Nurture, you will have to have neighborhoods set up in their contact record for that to work, for you to be able to add a contact to those smart plans. So neighborhoods is always the first place to start in order to add your contacts to a smart plan. All right. And after watching that class, just let me know if you have any questions, support@scottlowrymarketing.com. So that is how you will utilize the neighborhood landing page to start marketing to your clients and capturing leads. All right, let me show you now how you can create a listing landing page. So awesome, you got a new listing, and now I would like to create a landing page so I can start marketing out my listing, impress my sellers, sharing that to my Facebook page, emailing it out to all the agents in my office, you name it. All right, so what we'll want to do this is a very cool feature as well. We'll actually want to go to design. So we need to create that listing landing page template first. So on the left-hand side, it's the little icon that looks like maybe like a drawing pad with a pencil. And again, if you forget which section that is, if I just hover my mouse over it, it does pop up and tell me it's the design section. Okay, so this is the design section. You can click on landing page on the very top. And then we'll click on this big plus sign on the bottom here. Now these are landing pages I was practicing with. All right, so I don't believe we'll have any templates there at this time for landing pages. You have to create that. So it's normal if your section is blank. Let's go ahead and click this plus sign and I'll show you how easy it actually is to create a listing landing page. So go ahead and click this big teal plus sign on the bottom right. Okay, and go ahead and select landing page. And then click create template. All right, it will show you now a blank page that we are going to create this listing landing page, and I'll show you how easy it is to do that. First of all, on the top left, let's go ahead and name our landing page. So let's say I want to name this my listing landing page. Okay, so you can name the landing page on the top left here. Right, and widgets on the right hand side make your life super easy. Now just watch how easy this is to create a listing landing page. So these widgets right here are different things that all you have to do is drag and drop it to this blank page here to set that up. So on the top, branded header is typically my go-to at the top, right? All I do is click on branded header on the right hand side, hold your mouse down, drag it on over to the blank page. You'll see it shows you this green line at the top here indicating that that's where it's putting it, okay? And I let go of my mouse and it drops that in. Okay, so it has all of your information here. I don't know why my headshot looks like two of me, but that's okay for right now. But this should all pull from the command marketing profile, all right, and I already have your information here, but it will give you the option to edit this further, so hang tight on that. And you can add all of this information here. So let's say listing, okay, well that's typically an important thing to have on your listing landing page. We want the listing details to display, so I want that next. I want that front and center. So I'm going to click on that, drag it over. Again, that green line shows me where I'm going to drop it, and I release my mouse to drop that in. Now we'll just show you a default home right now, which this would be a nice one to list, but I'll show you a default home right now, but we will be configuring that to customize it to your listing in just a moment here. But for now, let's scroll to the very bottom. You can see just all the default information that it will customize to your listing specifically. So pretty cool. It looks very modern. Photo gallery here, property details. So you need to go to the bottom if you would like to add more information. I'm going to X out of this, but you will notice that once you're happy with the layout, you can tailor your widgets by clicking Configure Widgets. So this is saying that these are all the default items, and we're going to click this in just a moment here to make it customized to you. All right. So, I mean, when I was playing, whoa, excuse me, I drink some water. When I was playing with this earlier, I did drag and drop really all of these over because I wanted to see what they did. So I would recommend it, you know, playing around with it. I'll show you in today's class what each one of these does so you can decide what you want to include on your listing landing pages. You do not have to include all of them. You can decide what fits best for this listing or for your business. But other things that you might want to include, this lead form, obviously pretty important. You want to be able to capture leads from your landing pages that you distribute. So I personally like to put that right under the listing information, so that is right in front of their face that they can then contact me right away for more information. Okay, and again, all I'm doing is clicking and dragging to drop it to this side of the page. Always make sure you're scrolling down to the bottom if you want to add it under there. Okay, so that was the lead form to capture information. I also like the market snap. So if I click to drag and drop that, so you can see this green bar. See how if I drag it up to the top of my screen, it's showing me that green bar like it would add it above there. I want it under the lead capture form, so I'll drop it there, and then I scroll down to view it. Okay, so this is showing me information about the neighborhood that this listing would be in, so the neighborhood snap. All right, let's see what else here. Some other couple things that are kind of just more decorations and great information for your clients. We have the syndication, which I really like. So if I drag and drop that just to show you what this is. So it shows you it shows your clients, if they list with a KW agent, what kind of visibility their listing is getting, right? This shows them all the syndication right here, all the places it goes and stats there. So that could be a good thing to include to try and entice people to contact you. All right, we have the promise here. If you want to see what that does, I'm just going to show you that as well. So just, promising integrity and that you're a specialist and so forth. All right, so you can include that if you would like. I don't believe you can edit that from what I've seen, just a heads up. These two things are not editable, so it kind of is what it is. If you don't like the verbiage, I don't recommend including it, but it does sound pretty nice. And lastly, let me show you your local expert. That will show you your contact information here. If you would like to include that maybe on the bottom as well, because we have it at the top. And lastly, our legal footer. All right, so that just has your legal information and so forth, your social media. All right, you do not have to use all of these. I just wanted to show you what each one of them does. You can drag and drop them over. Let's say if you bring it over, if I don't really like the promise here, simply click on the section. I can tell it's selected because it's outlined in blue here. And I can go ahead and click this trash can icon to get rid of that, okay, if I don't like it. So you can easily toggle and edit that, no problem at all. All right, I can scroll up to see how that looks. You can also, underneath here, you can add more information. So you'll notice that this is the widget section here, but we also have content blocks that you can add in. So if you want to type in your own custom information, so if you, let's say you want to write a text section, a blurb about the property or whatever you would like to add in, market information, you can click to drag and drop this as well to add in text information, images, buttons, divider, links, so forth, okay? So you can really customize it to make it your own. You also have the option to add in layout blocks, right, to kind of divide up the text sections, for example. So to make it, divide it into 2 sections, 2 columns, 3 columns, and so forth, all right? So you can play around with that. Really, using the widgets makes your life so easy. On the top left here as well, you can view how that looks from a computer, or a tablet, or a cell phone. Okay, so you can view the different views here to make sure that's looking okay on all different devices. And now once I do this, I'm going to go ahead and click Save Template here on the top right, just to make sure I save that. And it will take me back out here. I just like to save it just to make sure it's saved. And it will take me back to all of my designs here. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the one I was just in. So it shows me the date of the landing page I just created, just so I know this is the correct one, and of course the name, so I know what I named it. So I can click on that to go back in it right away, and now we're going to configure it. So we're going to customize it for your listing specifically. All right, so we now have that open. Now you'll notice on the top right, it does not allow you to publish the landing page, right? That's grayed out, or it's kind of it won't let you click on it either way, whatever word I'm looking for. Okay, so you can't click on this. You can't publish your landing page until you click Configure Widgets on the bottom right. Okay, so this is a necessary step. It wants you to customize it to your listing first. So let's go ahead and click Configure Widgets on the bottom right. And it will take you to these steps right here, 1 through 7. That you have to make sure you have to approve it and add in any required information. So I'm going to start at the top to configure each section. It doesn't take too long at all. So step 1 here, branded header. So first of all, I want to put in some header text that will display right here on the header. So you could put in something like selling your home, or proudly presenting this listing, or let's say I'll put in welcome to 2021 Old River Road, okay, the listing address. Okay, so whatever you would like the header text to display as, and I'll show you where that goes in just a moment here. Your headshot, all this information should pull from the marketing profile, so you don't typically have to do anything from here, but you can edit that. Like let's say I want some dashes in my phone number. Again, the red asterisk, that always means it's required to save it. So it won't let you publish it until you fill out all required fields. You can add in a background logo or photo here, a team logo, and then click Save and Apply. And you'll see that does apply the changes right away. So I have that header text that I added in that's now appearing here. It updated my phone number right away to have the dashes as well. So once I'm pleased with the header text, I can now move away from the branded header. It's going to move down through all the widgets. In the mobile, words are on top of each other. You know, I've noticed that as well. So what that question is when I view the mobile, it does seem to layer over the wording right there. So it is, I'm assuming, something that they are working on. I would recommend taking a screenshot of that and sending it to support@kw.com. And typically, you know, if they get requests to get that fixed up, I'm assuming that is something that will be worked on very soon. I have noticed that as well. I have not seen a way to fix that, unfortunately, at this time, aside from, you know, removing the header text, and then it would not do that. So I'm thinking that's something that they're fixing up shortly. Sorry about that. Yeah, no problem. All right, so on the top left, I'm going back to the desktop mode. That was a great question. On the top here, on the top right, we do see this arrow here. So I'm going to the next widget. So we're on 1 of 7. I'm going on to 2 of 7. And this is where we customize our listing. So really where all the great content will pull from. So I'm going to click Choose a Listing. And that will pull up this listing search. So you can search for your listing here. Okay, so you can search by the property address, MLS number, KWLS ID. Again, as I mentioned, all the property information is pulling from Nextdoor. It is about 85% pulled over. So if you're not seeing your listing in here, first of all, make sure your MLS ID is entered in the white pages, and I'll cover that more in just a moment. All right, but they are working on bringing everything over, so there's nothing wrong with your account if you don't see your listing, just a heads up. But 85% of listings should be in there, so chances are yours is in there, so fingers crossed on that. And you can go ahead and search for it by property address, MLS number, so forth. And once you find your listing, so if you want to just go ahead and click select next to any of the listings you're seeing here, just so we can practice, that's what I'm going to do. I'll click select here. And once I click select, so now it's showing me which listing I have added in here. It requires us to pick 3 photos here. So first of all, I need a header image. That is going right here. So typically we want the front of the property, let's say, or if they have a really nice pool, maybe you'll want that, right? It's the big picture that you're really displaying. So that's under header image, and you'll notice it is selected because it has a box around it. Now I want to go to features background, and just so you know where that is, I believe that's this one here. I think so, yes. Features background, so that will be here. So let's say I would like the kitchen to display because they have a really beautiful kitchen in this home. And then we have front carousel image, right? So I'm just moving over here. So front carousel image, that will be whichever photo you want to display here first. Right? So you can either do the front of the home again, or if you would like a different image to display, you can choose that as well. Right? So those are the 3 images that we are picking here. You can play around with that. And then you can click Save and Apply on the very bottom. All right. So now it applies it right away, so you can check that out. And you can always change it if you don't like, you know, the image that you selected. So now I have the front of the home displaying. Now we have actually all of the information about the property details, bedrooms, baths, square feet. This is the photo I selected for the property details section. Right, that's the features background. If I want to change that, I can. And we see which one is displaying first for the carousel. Okay. All right. So now that we have the listing, that was a big bulk of it. So now we can go ahead and click this next on the very top, but of course, make sure to always click Save and Apply on the very bottom to view your changes first. And then click the next button, this next arrow. All right, this will allow you this form header text. That's all it allows you to edit here. So if you would like to change what it says here, this is a lead capture form, you absolutely can. I like what it says personally, so I'm going to leave it, but you can change it. And I'll go ahead and click back, or next rather. Okay, and it's showing me how many widgets I have left to edit. All right, so this is the market snap here. So this is where we're editing this information. So first of all, I want to put in a header so it explains what we're doing here. It will default on that, except I'll put in the actual neighborhood. But I want it to say, learn about the neighborhood. Whatever you would like it to say. You can put in the postal code. Okay, that is required. And the neighborhood that it's in. Okay, that is what it pulls, right? This is the neighborhood information here. So that's what you are designating, and click Save and Apply. And now if I scroll down, it will say learn about the neighborhood, and it will give specific details on that neighborhood. Right, we always want to click Save and Apply. I always like to scroll down to make sure that did change. I can see the map even changed to that area. And then I can click the Next button on the top right. So that was widget 4 out of 7, so we're almost there. Right, your local expert. So now we are editing this section here, which again auto pulls from the marketing profile. So you typically don't have to fill in anything. The only thing I did notice that you have to manually put in for some reason. So if I scroll down, all this should be auto-filled. Right, but I have been having to enter in my mobile app, even though I have it in my marketing profile. Not sure why that is. App.kw.com. I'm assuming that's another thing they'll be fixing up shortly, though. So you'll want to put in your mobile app URL. Of course, this is just a generic one, just so I can let it go next, but put in your mobile app URL specifically. And again, make sure all of the fields that have a red asterisk are filled in, or it will not let you save it. And I can click Save and Apply. All right, I believe that did it. Let's see here. All right, I had one more, so I clicked Save and Apply, and then I scrolled on up to the top, and I did have one more section to go to. Of course, this will depend on which widgets you add in, what it demands that you configure here. So I'm going to make sure this all looks good, that we have our Facebook link, Twitter link. I think I have to have, I believe, if my memory is serving me correctly, you have to have HTTP before your Facebook and Twitter links, or any social media for that matter, okay? So if it doesn't let you save it, make sure you add in http://. And we can scroll down, make sure all this information is correct. Click Save and Apply. And now that I went through all my widgets, right? So now I'm on 7 of 7. And I can always click this back arrow here to go back and view all of my widgets to confirm we have all check marks. Okay, this one that's grayed out, there's just no editing to be done to that section. It is what it is. You can always click on any of these ones to go right to that section if you need to edit it further. But now that I've gone through and I see all green check marks, it will now allow me to publish the landing page. Okay, if one of the sections are not checked off, that means something required wasn't entered in. I've had to go back and try and figure out what it was. So make sure you see all green check marks here, and then you will see the option to publish landing page. So I'll go ahead and do that. All right, it's asking, would you like to publish this as a landing page? This will make it visible to others. So yes, I sure do. Now when you do that, it automatically takes you on over to your landing pages section of command. So on the left-hand side, it's the, well, in my screen, it's the very bottom option that I can click on that's not grayed out. Okay, it kind of looks like a little website with a little contact on it. If you hover your mouse over that, again, it will tell you that it's a landing page if you can't remember. This will show you all of your live landing pages so you can come in and edit it. And we can do a few things here. So this is more kind of like the settings section of your landing pages. So first of all, it will show you all of your live landing pages. You can make it not live if you would like to turn that off. So I just clicked on this button here and it's asking if I want to make it inactive. Yes, I do, but I can always switch that back on. Okay. It shows you the page URL. So you can go ahead and click on that and it will open it in a new tab so you can view that view that landing page right away. It will show you the leads that you have procured from that landing page specifically and the date it was created. And you can toggle by date created here to sort this. Aside from that, another feature I like and some recommendations on that. So if you click on the three dots on the far right, anytime you see these three dots, it typically means more options, just so you can look for that. You can edit it from here, deactivate and delete it. But what I want to show you is this change URL. Okay, obviously this URL is, well, ridiculous. So what you can do, you can come to change URL, and let's say I want to change, and unfortunately you can only change this very last section here. So, I mean, it's better than what it was. So let's say I want to go ahead and name this the property address. So 2021 Old River Road instead, and click create. Okay, that did change that out, right? So that is a new URL. Above and beyond that, guys, so I mean, if you are sharing this to, let's say, your Facebook page, all you would need to do is you can copy this URL, go to your Facebook page, write a little blurb about it and share it there. You can do it on Twitter, you can send it via text, via email, on your websites, you name it. So you can, this does make it shareable. Now, if you are wanting to, let's say, put this on your sign, let's say you're getting a custom sign created for this listing, and you want to put this landing page on your sign so that people can go to the landing page to find out more information about the property and, you know, the neighborhood details and make you look like a specialist. What I would really recommend is getting a custom domain for this landing page. Now, this is not a required thing to do by any means. I just want to, this is just a tip to do to help you brand yourself and help you so that, right, if someone's driving by your sign and they see this on your sign, they're definitely not going to remember it. If you purchase, let's say, 2021oldriverroad.com from GoDaddy, let's say, they will remember that and be able to put it in their phone or look it up on a computer when they get home. Now, we do have a link on how to get a GoDaddy domain name for 99 cents for the first year. So let me send that out real quick. So if you click on that link, you can get a GoDaddy domain name for 99 cents for the first year. After that, it's nothing crazy. It's typically like $12 a year. And I mean, if you're listing the home, you probably won't even have the listing for more than a year. So you could purchase, again, like 2021oldriverroad.com and connect it to your landing page, which we are more than happy to help you do, and so that you can add that to your sign, or maybe any listing flyers that you can create. You can add that domain name. Okay, so that is, again, not at all a necessary step. You don't have to do that, but it really does take your marketing to the next level for this property. All right. Let me know if you have any questions on that. Aside from that, so these are all the live landing pages. How many I have not, the question is how many landing pages can we have? We have not seen a limit yet on how many landing pages that you can create. So you can get really landing page happy and create as many as you would like from what we have seen. All right, so these are showing you your generalized landing pages here. Aside from that, the contacts landing pages, right? Remember near the beginning of class, we created those neighborhood pages, those neighborhood landing pages. That is showing you those here so that you can quickly go grab those or edit them for that matter. So this shows you all of my contacts that have a neighborhood landing page created. I can come here to quickly grab that neighborhood landing page so I can send that off to them. I can click on these links to view that right away. It's kind of like an overview for me. I can see how many neighborhoods are added to each of these landing pages. If I click on the pencil icon on the right hand side, and the pencil icon will typically tell you that it's allowing you to edit it. All right, you can go ahead and add more neighborhoods as well, right from here. And of course, you can do this from the contact record itself if you would like to as well. So just a second place to do that. One more thing from here, if you click on the settings gear on the top right of this neighborhoods, I'm in the contacts landing page section if I lost you. You can click on the settings gear here on the top right. You can go right to your marketing profile settings from here. That's what we did near the beginning of class. But what I want to show you is this landing pages settings. All this is allowing you to do is change the color of the header at the top. But if you would like to, you can change that to red. It does default on this nice teal color. I do really like that. I think it looks very modern and has a calming effect on me personally. But you can change that to red to associate yourself to KW, right? Tie in the branding to KW. There's also like a darker charcoal, bluish kind of color on the bottom here, which can look very chic as well. So whatever you are branding yourself, if you're associating your business with some colors, it only gives you these 3. And unfortunately, you cannot change the color per landing page. You are picking one color for all of your landing pages, like for the neighborhood pages, that is. So just a heads up, you can go ahead and update the colors here and click Save to do that right away. All right, so that is how you can create landing pages, neighborhood pages, and listing landing pages. Really awesome feature, really great to start marketing yourself as a specialist in your area. The last thing that I want to show you in class is the KWLS 2.0. Okay, so how you get to the listing section, whoops, that's not it. How you get to the listing section in Command is by clicking on, it looks like a little yard sign on the left-hand side. If I hover my mouse over it, it shows me it's the listings. So go ahead and click on that. Okay, it'll show you here that it is the sneak peek of KWLS. This is what I've kind of been referencing in class, how it's about 85% pulled over all this information. So they are still working on that actively. So you'll notice that today you can search listings across the entire United States, which is cool, and parts of Canada. So in the old KWLS, that was searching just KW listings. This is searching all listings across the US and parts of Canada, no matter who it's listed by. So pretty cool. Coming soon, you'll be able to create and edit manual listings. All right, keep in mind, stay tuned for improved speed and accuracy of your listing data over the next few weeks as we migrate to our new listing feed. With this being said, very cool feature about this is the KWLS 2.0 updates every 16 minutes. So like your older websites like Playster, I believe was updating, I believe it was once in the morning, once at night, but it was about 24 hours. Some, like the eEdge website, was, I believe, every 24 to 48 hours. So the syndication was much slower. With the new KW Command websites rolling out and this KWLS here and the neighborhood pages, everything integrated with these properties, it is updating every 16 minutes. So that is about as real time as you can get for your clients. So they're not looking on Zillow, finding homes that have sold a week ago. I'm showing properties that have been sold. Yeah, if this isn't completely correct yet, guys. Sorry, I know I was getting excited about the every 16 minutes thing. It is not completely accurate quite yet. It is about 85% accurate, 85%. That's what I've been told, at least. So there you will see some things that are not completely accurate quite yet. That's why it's still in labs. That's why they have this big message here. Just a heads up. There's nothing wrong with your account. It's just that it's not fully working quite yet. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Take Me to KWLS 2.0. And now you should see your listings display here. But again, if you do not see your listings, there's 2 things to do. First of all, if you do not see your listing showing here, make sure your MLS ID is entered into the white pages. Only your MCA or your office staff can enter your MLS ID into the white pages. So make sure your office staff has your MLS ID so they can enter that into the white pages for you. It's a very important step in your setup. Right? If that has been done and you're still not seeing your listings, again, there's nothing wrong with your account. It's just that it's not fully updated quite yet. But this is coming soon from what we have heard, so keep checking back on this. All right, so this My KWLS, this will show you your listings in the future if you are not seeing that already. And we have a listing search on the top here as well. So give it a second. It will eventually load all these listings. There we go. So again, this is searching all listings across the entire country, the entire US and parts of Canada. And this is information brought over by Nextdoor. So I can search for homes on the top here. I can use a map search to zoom in and out. Okay, I can search here as well. Of course, you can toggle your search by property address, MLS number, KWLS ID. I can, let's say I want to search on the map. So let's say I'll zoom in here. I want to look at this property. Oops, sorry, that was a little fast. But you can click on any of the properties you see on the map and it will pull you into the property details. So you can view all the information on the property. You'll see options for photos at the top here. Any open houses. virtual tour, links, and so forth. Okay, so this will pull on over for you. And I can click this back option on the top left to go back to my search. You might have to click it a couple times if you were looking at the photos and such. All right, you can right here, if you view the listings, you can click on this location option and we'll show you where on the map that is. You can click on the icon of the photos to view a quick view of the photos. Or of course, you can click on the listing itself to view the property details. All right, and if I zoom out here, it will show me all the listings again. All right, this panel is showing you what you are viewing in the map itself. So as you zoom out, more properties will display here. On the right-hand side, it does give you different options to look at your results. So you can view that in a list view, expanded list view, gallery, and map. Okay, map is my favorite. I just like to be able to view it on a map so I can see where that is on the map specifically. You can order the listings here if you want to order it by name, newest listings, oldest, price, or geolocation here. And lastly, we do have this filters option on the top here. So you can add in whatever criteria you are searching for. Listing details, we have locations, location information here, listing classification. So let's say I only want to view active listings. So of course this shows all of these, coming soon, pending, so forth. You can always add these back. Let's say I want to view active listings that are, let's see, price range. We'll do bedroom range. I want 3 to 5 bedrooms. All right, active listings, you can include the state, so forth. All right, so we're just putting in the information that you're trying to search for. You can put listing owner, so the market center. Okay, so once you put in your criteria here, you can put apply filters, and it will pull up listings with that criteria that you put in. All right, so that is how you can search in the KWLS for listings. All right, guys. One last thing I want to leave you guys with is how you can recommend ideas to KW support or KW International to add to command. So I'm going to pull up a new tab here, and if you go to ideas.kw.com, so again, that is ideas.kw.com. This is a place where you can go and vote on ideas that are currently in here and add your own new ideas in order to add features to command. And we have seen that if you add things here, KW is taking this into consideration. They're checking in the ideas with the most votes are getting implemented. So it's a very great way to communicate with KW support and get what you need out of the system. So you'll notice here what is an idea, so any new feature that you would like added. It's saying make sure you do not post duplicate ideas, so you'll want to search to make sure that the idea wasn't already posted so that you can vote on it, right? Because the more votes, the more likely it is to get implemented. So if I come on down here, so I can start seeing the different ideas that have been posted by other agents. So you can vote on these ideas that you do want that added in. You can search for an idea to make sure to see if that's already been posted on here and so forth. So really great place to give your feedback. You will need to be logged into MyKW in order to access that. So again, that's ideas.kw.com. If it takes you to log in first, just put in your MyKW login, and then you'll be able to participate here. All right, guys. And again, feel free to check out all of our recorded videos on slmtraining.com. That will have you, actually, I want to send you all of our command trainings, because it is very exciting learning about all these cool new tools. So that is the command playlist. So those are all of our command videos, and if you bookmark that, we add new command videos weekly, literally, so that there will be the newest stuff that is going on with command, right? Because they're still in labs, so they are adding new features every week. Every day. So we are staying on top of those changes, creating videos on that, and adding them to those playlists so you guys can stay on top of it as well. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. We'd be more than happy to help guide you on all this command stuff to help you utilize it in your business right away. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day and let us know as you have questions.